And was it Christmas?
For trucks to make the turn, you know, if there's cars parked out on that northern side.
I'll have to call the city and see about getting signs up there too, because
So I'll fill you in afterwards.
Yeah, that's cool.
You guys want me to sit up there or down here?
You can sit up here if you want.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Pick a seat, any seat, whatever.
Planning's over there.
Sorry I'm late.
Trying to get him in trouble right off the
Cool
rip.
guy's corner.
You get caught up in the conversation with Tommy Quinn, forget it. He's worse than me.
must not like it.
Can't believe that happened.
I was gonna say, was there enough oxygen in the room? He out-talks me.
Meeting's over, Jay.
How are we doing, Terry?
Good, how you doing? Be better in 5 minutes.
up?
You doing good?
Good. Should be a quick one. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm getting too big to pull in.
All right, are we ready, Lindsay?
I am, yes.
We're good? Okay. Okay, welcome to the Woburn Traffic Commission meeting on Thursday, March 21st at 4 o'clock. I call this meeting to order. I'd like to remind everyone in the room that the meeting is being broadcast, and I'd ask that you please silence your mobile devices. Please call the roll.
Commissioner Cashel.
Here.
Commissioner Corey.
Here.
Commissioner DeMambro.
Here.
Commissioner Duran.
Yeah.
Commissioner Jolly.
Here.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Soccerellis. Absent. Commissioner Stokes.
Here.
Chair Papalato.
Here. Okay, could we get a motion to accept the meeting minutes from the last meeting on February 15th?
So moved.
So moved?
Yes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's been accepted.
First item on the agenda we have under old business is a request for signage for hearing impaired and legally blind child near 3 Loch Road.
Okay, so we got word that the requester is not able to make the meeting. So we're gonna, they're gonna go to the Commission on Disability, and then they're gonna come back to this meeting after they get through the Commission on Disability meeting with some detail. So we'll put that on the table until the next time through.
Motion
Any
placed on the table?
comments?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have, we're good to go on that one.
Next item on the agenda we have under new business is a request for handicap parking on Man's Court. The petitioner said she could not be here today. And we have voted on to the Commission on Disability, my office.
Okay, so this is a situation, if you read through the communication here, they're asking for a handicap spot on Man's Court, and it's from, I think we have it up here, so I'll let you take a look at it, but the indications that we have are that it's pretty tight up there, so well, let's open it for discussion, and like to hear from you guys.
Which house is it? Do we know? The first one.
Number 9.
Number 9, yeah. 7 and 9.
We did just learn that Man's Court does have parking restrictions on both sides, pretty much every day, every hour, so that's going to be a concern, one of the concerns.
It's only 24 foot wide.
It's actually 17. I measured it today.
Less than 24 foot wide.
17 feet, right?
Specifically.
Yeah.
So initially, the thought was is we'd maybe ask some of the members to go up to the site to take a look at it and come back with recommendations. Do we feel like it's are we at that position where we can do that, or do we feel like there's nothing we can do at this point because of the size of the street?
I mean, I would suggest, Chairman, that I would suggest they just have to use their driveway. It's just a narrow street. There's businesses right across where they'll be accepting deliveries from delivery trucks because of the restaurants that are right across the street. So box trucks that have to get in there, or 20-foot pup trailers that got to get up and in there, US Foods or Cisco or whoever, the space is so limited and it's so tight up there. If you were to put, I mean, as you can see in that picture, the pickup trucks on the sidewalk, you're very limited with space up there. And again, if you have to turn out of that because that doesn't loop around or it's a dead end at the very top of that hill, which is extremely tight at the top of the hill. So even if a truck was to go up, take a left and go up, there's almost no way a truck can turn around up at the top of that dead end. So I
There
would
are
have
the
to
half dozen spaces across the street and slightly up the hill. They're not the best in the world. They are right there on city property.
But if you have wheelchairs, why wouldn't, I would
Yeah,
think,
I understand.
keep it
Yep.
as close to the resident as possible. It's just extremely tight up there. And I wouldn't be surprised if those spaces are used for overflow due to the restaurant traffic in that area.
But if it is city property, they could do it up there.
Potentially, but it's quite, it's much further away, as well as what happens in the winter.
Right, no, I agree with you. I went up there myself, and I trying to figure out where they planned on putting it, apparently right out in front of the house, but there's really no room. Anybody taking a turn out of that parking lot behind the buildings, doing deliveries and stuff, they're not gonna be able to get out. And not to say the people that are actually parked in the driveway at that duplex are gonna have trouble getting out.
So any other thoughts on getting fire equipment in there or anything like that, or?
Yeah, that would be a concern, getting with the street. My only question is, who owns the parking lot next to the old Bayberry? Is there a possibility of a handicap spot in there, next to the residence? Is that a municipal lot, or is that privately owned by the Bayberry?
That's private.
That's the only other place I could think.
Yeah.
And the Bishop's parking lot, the old Bishop's parking lot, is there any space available in there that they might be able to?
That's the one we're referring to.
Okay.
I think it's Bayberry now, but I don't know if you're able to put a spot in there.
That's the first right after you go on the street?
Yes.
Yeah. No, the,
One across
across the street, Matt, right
Right
there,
there.
yeah.
Right there, right
Can you zoom that up a little bit?
We have some outdoor seating on the street half of that.
They may have, yeah. I know they've done some improvements there.
But this commission has no authority there, though. It's private property.
Right.
I would
Correct.
just,
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the guy, obviously, he'd like to have one, but
Right.
it just doesn't fit.
that's right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate request, but
yeah. I mean, there's nothing really you can do. It's mostly house footprint.
unless we investigate Jay's idea about putting one on the city property across the street, I know it's a distance away from their front door, but
Yeah.
at least it's a place that they could park if, there's cars already in the driveway or whatever the
Providing-
case may be.
providing there's no other handicap
Well,
park.
right, yeah, anybody can use it,
Parking.
right.
And the city's been reprimanded for spots like that, identifying putting placards or things like that on, or emblems on the ground or signs. So respectfully, I don't think that that's a good idea.
The grades might not suffice either. I kind of agree with Jay. It might not be ADA compliant, the grade of the street, Jay. I think we're around 8% there.
So a couple questions. Should we send somebody up there to look at it? Or do we feel like we have enough data to make take a position on this?
Matt, you want to do a quick calculation on the slope there?
Okay, so is that something that,
6, 8, 10, 12.
Kind of a
Just
moot
give me a
point.
distance between those 6.
Not gonna work.
Go all the way up, yeah. Not that far, come back, yeah, that contour there. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 divided by 188. Do you have a calculator there, man?
Jay, it's probably 3 or 4%. What's the max for handicap?
7.5.
I mean, it's flat down by Main Street.
Yeah, but where they are, it's pretty good,
7.5.
7.5, so almost 8%. Yeah, that's really not stable. I would say that we really don't have an alternative here.
You know,
Driveway is the best.
So just thinking out loud, you know, sending a letter, you know, if it goes in this direction, we have to take into consideration, the street is not wide enough to allow for parking. There's no parking allowed in that. You saw the one guy that's parked on the sidewalk. And that's the only way you could park on that roadway and allow for vehicles to come and go. So, and you can't block the sidewalk. So it's physically impossible to provide a handicap parking space in front of this particular house and allow for the free flow of traffic. It's just, you know, you have cars coming in off of Main Street. Would you have queuing capacity for one? They're gonna have to stop. If the car's coming out to Main Street, down Man's Court, you know, it just ties things up. Before you know it, you have queuing out on Main Street on instances blocking traffic, and that intersection is terrible to
Yeah.
begin with, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You know, if anything we could do, and this is an aside, Jay, I just want you to listen here for a second. The diagonal boxes be painted on Main Street, because that's the one thing that happens at Man's Court. People are trying to get out all the time, and they're blocked off, you know, and it should be the diagonal boxes that keep people from blocking that way. So when they egress out of Man's Court onto Main Street, that they have the opportunity to queue into the traffic.
Okay. Separate issue, but,
Plus, you
Yeah.
know, a left-hand turn out of Man's Court, you see it all the time.
Right.
You know, if somebody's, you know, queued up for the light, those people are just sitting there. Just-
In the morning, I always wave somebody out of Man's Court when I'm going down Main Street.
Yeah. But you see it all the time. People are just queued up trying to get out of there.
any other discussion points we want to make on this one?
I think we just gotta, because of emergency vehicle access, it's gonna be a problem for the fire department.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem, if there's any, for all of them, actually, that must've been taken at 8:30 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, when everybody's gone, because every time I've gone there, it's packed up there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Make a motion that we send a letter to the applicant requesting the handicap parking space. That, you know, unfortunately, just to word it right, unfortunately, the width of the roadway does not provide for safe and adequate flow of traffic along Man's Court. Therefore, we cannot support.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
I need clarification, sorry. So you want, motion is to send a communication to the petitioner explaining the reasons as outlined today?
Yes.
Can't.
I think you should put in there the emergency vehicle situation also, because that's pretty significant.
Absolutely.
Can I work with some, would the commission give me some leeway to work with one of the members to come up with the terminology for that letter, please?
Recommend you work with the
Thank you.
planning director?
Who's going to take, you going to take point, John?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll touch
thank-
base with him, yeah.
Thank you.
Worded
Okay.
very nicely so they'll understand.
Okay, so now are we all in favor?
Yes.
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 Okay, that passes.
And then, we need something to finally resolve it, so perhaps a motion to place this on file, if that's what you guys want?
Yep. Motion to place the matter on file,
Second.
after sending the letter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Before we do that, through the chair, could we revisit the first consideration for the deaf and blind child? When that comes back to us, what signage do we want to recommend there? Do we just want to use the yellow caution signs? Just maybe food for thought.
Could I
check-
just have a motion to take the matter from the table?
Sorry. Make a motion that we put the matter back on the table?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Jay, isn't there a sign that we could use that's appropriate for actually depicting what the issue is?
There is.
There are, yeah.
There is, and it comes out of uniform traffic control.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering is that sufficient to everybody's mind? It is to mine. I don't know if we want to do anything more than that.
You're still waiting on the, you asked the recommendation of the Commission on Disability, you're still waiting on that.
Correct. But I figured when they do get back here, I'd like to have something in mind that we propose.
We do have a sign that just says, that's a yellow sign, says caution, blind child, that we figured we'd put 2 of them. We did take a look at it. And we just weren't able to get together with the applicant. But again, they need to get approved by the
Handicap.
handicap.
Also, to answer your question about, last time, about whether it's in the traffic code or not, it is not. So it does not need multiple readings to pass.
Okay, anything else on that? No. Okay, I believe we've completed our agenda this afternoon. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, you still need to, so this matter's still on the table, so you need to lay this matter back on the table to the next meeting if you,
Yes.
I'm sorry, didn't hear you, Lindsay.
sorry. You need to lay this matter back on the table because you pulled it off the table.
Yep, okay.
And then you can do that.
Is there a motion to put this back on the table?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All approved.
And now the motion for adjournment is appropriate right now.
Okay, I believe we've completed our agenda. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're officially adjourned.